Hey you! Have you ever felt like someone's into you, but something's off? Like they're saying all the right things, but you're still not connecting? It's confusing, right? You might be dealing with someone who's emotionally unavailable. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Today, we're diving into 5 science-backed signs to spot emotional unavailability, even if they genuinely like you. Stick around, because understanding these signs could save you from heartbreak and help you find the connection you deserve. Let's get started. Welcome back to Psyche Ant, my friend. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our community where we unpack relationships, psychology, and personal growth with a sprinkle of science. Today's video is all about emotional unavailability, a topic that hits home for so many of us. Maybe you're dating someone who seems perfect on paper, but you're left feeling empty. Or perhaps you're wondering why your relationships keep hitting a wall. Emotional unavailability could be the culprit. So, what does it mean to be emotionally unavailable? According to psychologists, it's when someone struggles to form or maintain deep emotional connections, often due to past trauma, fear of vulnerability, or unresolved issues. The tricky part? They might still like you, show affection, or even pursue you, but their emotional walls keep you at a distance. In this video, we'll break down 5 clear, research-backed signs to help you spot this behavior. I'll explain each sign, share insights from studies, and give you practical tips to navigate it. Ready? Let's dive into sign number 1. Sign 1. They avoid deep emotional conversations. All right, let's kick things off with the first sign. They avoid deep emotional conversations. Picture this. You're trying to talk about your feelings, your dreams, or even something tough that's going on in your life, but they shut down. Maybe they change the subject, make a joke, or just go silent. Sound familiar? This is a classic hallmark of emotional unavailability. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that emotionally unavailable individuals often exhibit what it's called avoidant attachment. People with this attachment style tend to prioritize independence over intimacy, which makes them uncomfortable with emotional vulnerability. Dr. Amir Levine, co-author of Attached, explains that avoidant individuals may want relationships but struggle to handle the emotional closeness that comes with them. So, even if they like you, they might dodge conversations that require them to open up. Let's break it down. You might notice they're great at surface-level chats, talking about work, hobbies, or Netflix shows, but when you try to go deeper, it's like hitting a brick wall. For example, if you ask, "How do you feel about where this relationship is going?" they might respond with, "Oh, let's not overthink it," or pivot to something else entirely. Or maybe they're quick to dismiss your emotions, saying things like, "You're making a big deal out of nothing." This isn't just them being chill, it's a defense mechanism. Here's the thing, relationships thrive on emotional intimacy. A 2020 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin showed that couples who openly share emotions report higher relationship satisfaction. If someone consistently avoids these conversations, it's a red flag they're not fully available to connect. You might feel like you're carrying the emotional weight of the relationship alone, which can leave you drained. Let me share a quick story. My friend Sarah was dating this guy, Jake, who seemed super into her. He'd text her all the time, plan fun dates, but whenever she tried to talk about her feelings or their future, he'd clam up or make a joke. At first, she thought he was just shy, but over time she realized he was avoiding any real emotional connection. It left her feeling like she was in the relationship alone. So, what can you do if you notice this sign? First, pay attention to patterns. One awkward conversation doesn't mean they're emotionally unavailable, but consistent avoidance is a clue. Try gently encouraging openness by creating a safe space. Maybe say, "I'd love to hear how you're feeling about us." No pressure, just want to connect. If they still shut down, it might be time to have an honest talk about your needs. You deserve someone who meets you halfway. If they're dodging deep talks, it is not just a quirk. It is a sign they might not be ready for the emotional intimacy you craving. Let's move on to sign number 2. Sign 2. They're inconsistent with affection or attention. Okay, sign number 2. They're inconsistent with affection or attention. One day they're all over you, texting, calling, making you feel like the center of their world. The next? Crickets. It's like they've vanished, emotionally or physically, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. This hot and cold behavior is a major red flag. Psychologists link this inconsistency to emotional unavailability through something called intermittent reinforcement. A 2017 study in behavioral processes explains that unpredictable rewards, like sporadic affection, can keep you hooked, even when the relationship isn't fulfilling. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist, notes that this pattern can trigger dopamine spikes in your brain, making you crave their attention even more, despite the emotional roller coaster. You might notice they shower you with love one moment, then pull back without warning. Maybe they're super attentive during a date, but ghost you for days after. Or they'll say sweet things like, "You mean so much to me," but their actions don't match. They cancel plans or seem distant when you need them. This push-pull dynamic can make you question your worth, which is the opposite of a healthy relationship. Consistency is the backbone of trust. A 2019 study in Journal of Personality found that predictable, reliable behavior in relationships fosters security and closeness. When someone's affection is erratic, it creates anxiety and erodes trust. You might find yourself overanalyzing their every move, which is exhausting and unfair to you. Let's talk about Mike, a viewer who shared his story with me. He was seeing someone who'd be super affectionate in person, but then go MIA for days, barely responding to texts. When he finally asked her about it, she said, "I'm just bad at texting." But the inconsistency left him feeling insecure, like he was chasing her approval. Eventually, he realized her emotional unavailability was holding him back from a fulfilling relationship. If you're dealing with this, start by observing their behavior over time. Are they consistently inconsistent? Try addressing it calmly. Say, "I've noticed you're super warm sometimes, but other times you seem distant. Can we talk about what's going on?" Their response will tell you a lot. If they brush it off or get defensive, it's a sign they might not be ready to show up fully. You deserve someone whose actions match their words. Inconsistent affection isn't just confusing. It is a sign they were struggling to be emotionally present. Let's check out sign number 3. Moving on to sign number 3. They struggle to commit or plan for the future. You might be head over heels, ready to build something real, but they're hesitant to define the relationship or talk about what's next. Even if they like you, their fear of commitment can scream emotional unavailability. A 2021 study in Journal of Family Psychology found that individuals with avoidant attachment styles often fear commitment because it feels like a loss of freedom. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned relationship expert, explains that emotionally unavailable people may enjoy the early stages of romance, but pull back when things get serious, as deeper commitment requires vulnerability they're not ready for. This could look like them avoiding labels. Maybe they say, "Why do we need to call it anything? Let's just enjoy this." Or they dodge talks about the future, like meeting your family or planning a trip months out. They might even keep things vague, saying, "Let's see where this goes," even after months of dating. It is not always malicious. They might genuinely like you, but feel paralyzed by the idea of locking in. Commitment isn't just about labels, it's about building a shared vision. A 2020 study in couple and family psychology showed that couples who plan together, whether it's for next weekend or next year, report stronger bonds. If someone can't commit, it limits the relationship's growth and leaves you feeling stuck. I remember my cousin Lisa dating a guy who was charming and fun, but refused to call her his girlfriend, even after a year. When she brought up moving in together, he'd say, "I'm not ready for that yet." She kept hoping he'd change, but his reluctance to commit showed he wasn't emotionally available for the relationship she wanted. If you see this sign, have an open conversation about your goals. Try saying, "I'm really enjoying where this is going," And I'd love to know how you see our future. If they deflect or seem uncomfortable, it's a clue. You can't force someone to commit, but you can decide if their pace aligns with your needs. Don't settle for less than you deserve. A refusal to commit often signals they're not ready to dive into emotional intimacy. Let's move to sign number 4. Sign number 4, they prioritize independence over partnership. Don't get me wrong, independence is great, but when someone clings to it at the expense of building a team with you, it's a sign of emotional unavailability. Research from Attachment and Human Development, 2019, shows that emotionally unavailable individuals often value self-reliance to avoid feeling trapped in relationships. Dr. Sue Johnson, a clinical psychologist, notes that while independence is healthy, an extreme focus on it can block emotional bonding, as relationships require interdependence, mutual support, and reliance. You might notice they are fiercely protective of their me time, or make decisions without considering you, like taking a job across the country without discussing it. They might say things like, "I don't need anyone," or frame reliance on you as weakness. Even if they like you, they keep you at arm's length to maintain control over their independence. Healthy relationships balance individuality and togetherness. A 2018 study in Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who practice interdependence, supporting each other while respecting personal goals, are more resilient. If someone's all about me and not we, it's hard to build a true partnership. A subscriber, Emma, told me about her ex who loved spending time with her, but insisted on keeping separate lives. He'd plan solo trips, make big career moves without looping her in, and say, "I need to do what's best for me." It made her feel like an accessory, not a partner. She eventually realized his need for independence was a barrier to emotional closeness. If this sounds familiar, try talking about how you can support each other's goals while building a shared life. Say, "I love that you're independent, but I'd also love for us to make some decisions as a team." If they resist, it's a sign they're not ready for a balanced relationship. You deserve a partner who sees you as an equal teammate. Over-prioritizing independence can mean they're not ready to let you in emotionally. Let's wrap up with sign number 5. Finally, sign number 5. They struggle to express or process their emotions. If someone can't name, share, or work through their feelings, it's a big indicator of emotional unavailability, even if they're head over heels for you. A 2022 study in emotion found that emotional suppression, avoiding or bottling up feelings, is common among emotionally unavailable people. Dr. Daniel Goleman, an expert in emotional intelligence, explains that low emotional awareness makes it hard for someone to connect deeply, as they can't articulate their inner world or respond to yours effectively. This might look like them brushing off their feelings with, "I'm fine," even when they're clearly upset. Or they might struggle to empathize when you're going through something, offering practical solutions instead of emotional support. They could also have intense reactions, like anger or withdrawal, when faced with emotional situations because they don't know how to process them. Emotional expression is key to intimacy. A 2021 study in Journal of Social and Personal Relationships showed that partners who share and validate each other's emotions build stronger trust. If someone can't engage with their feelings, it creates a one-sided dynamic where you're doing all the emotional heavy lifting. Think about Alex, who dated someone who never talked about their feelings. When Alex was stressed about work, their partner would say, "Just fix it," instead of listening. Over time, Alex felt alone, like they were dating someone who couldn't meet them emotionally. It was a clear sign of unavailability. If you notice this, gently encourage emotional openness. Try asking, "I can tell something's bothering you. Want to share what's on your mind?" Model vulnerability by sharing your own feelings first. If they still struggle, it might be worth suggesting they explore their emotions, perhaps with a therapist. But know this, you can't fix their emotional unavailability for them. If they can't express or process emotions, it's a sign they're not fully available for a deep connection. Wow, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap the 5 signs someone might be emotionally unavailable, even if they like you. They avoid deep conversations. They're inconsistent with affection. They struggle to commit. They prioritize independence over partnership. And they can't express or process emotions. Each of these is backed by science and shows how emotional unavailability can block the connection you were craving. Here's the truth. You deserve a relationship where you feel seen, heard, and valued. If you're recognizing these signs in someone you're with, it's not about blaming them. It's about understanding what you need. Emotional unavailability doesn't make someone a bad person, but it might mean they're not ready for the kind of relationship you want. Take time to reflect. Are you okay with where things are? Or is it time to set boundaries and prioritize your emotional health? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Have you ever dealt with someone who was emotionally unavailable? How did you handle it? Your story could help someone else in our community. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need it. Donna T, forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. We're in this together, and I'm here to help you navigate love and life with confidence. Until next time, keep shining, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, you amazing human. Check out the links in the description for more resources on relationships and emotional health. Stay kind to yourself, and I'll catch you soon.